Hey everybody, what's up? Drone Punk here, and I thought that for this video I'd do something a little bit different. Splinter Cell Blacklist has come out recently, like within the past 2 months or something, and I wanted to put up a video on how to play a stealth game. Now, Blacklist isn't entirely based around stealth. You don't have to do it, but as you watch this video, you'll realize that a lot of what I do involves stealth, and pretty much I'm going to walk you through this level. I like to think that I've done a good job on this level. I've figured out every pathway on my own, just from playing the level, I think 3 times maybe. Not in a row, I've gone back just for fun. But pretty much you're just going to see how to play a stealth game, and some of the tips and tricks I give you will not only be just for this level, but you can take them and incorporate them into other stealth games. Like, I don't know, something like a shooter game could be stealthy. Another game, yeah, I was looking at my phone right there, that's why I walked into that guy. So I'm just going to lead you through it, and I hope you enjoy. Now, the whole start of this mission is just me walking through. It's just the beginning of the mission. It's just to introduce everything. Pretty much I'm not able to do anything here. For those of you who haven't played this game yet, it's a good game. I really enjoyed it. If you're a hardcore Splinter Cell fan, you'll appreciate that they went back to their sort of roots, instead of Conviction, where you had to you know, just go around and kill everyone, which not a lot of people enjoyed. I'm particularly one of them. But for those of you who like to just go in and shoot stuff up, it's still a pretty good, decent game for that. But still, stealth is a huge focus in it. If you're going to play this game, that's probably the way you want to play it. So now that Sam is all geared up, the equipment I'm using is the silence pistol, but really the only thing you need to know about is the armor. It's the 4th echelon. Everything is 4th echelon except for the torso piece, which is Revenant. I had to unlock that by beating all the Briggs missions. 4th echelon is DLC. And I'm going to be using the tactical crossbow, which is DLC. Now, you don't necessarily need it for all parts. You can use the regular crossbow. I believe it comes with gas if you upgrade it. I'm not sure, but if it doesn't, then you can just use gas grenades and the sticky shocker on the crossbow. The only weapon I'm going to be using is the crossbow, not including the grenades, the sleeping gas grenades. Now, pretty much, one thing you really need to keep in mind for stealth. I moved in here slowly, I made sure to go from cover to cover, and now I'm watching these guys. They are having a conversation, and a really important concept on stealth games is that AI have their paths that they take. They are set on a route that they take. Now, they split up. That will happen every time you play this. If you don't interrupt them, they will split up and do this exact thing. He went into the building, so I do not have to worry about him anymore. I can safely assume that he will not come back out. However, this guy, if I were to move to the door now, he would automatically spot me, so I wait for him to walk away, and then I make my approach to the door. Now, doors, especially in Splinter Cell games, they give you the option to peek under. Any game that gives you this option, it is a very good idea to take it up. You see me marking enemies there. I'm not going to execute them. I can't because this is Perfectionist difficulty. You cannot execute. And so marking them is just for me to keep tabs on them, make sure they're not coming up from behind me and, you know, gonna jump me, anything like that. I just need to make sure that I am in the clear. You need to make sure that you're moving slowly through corridors, through hallways, because if you move too fast, they will hear your footsteps, and you do not want that because then they will start to investigate the area. They could possibly detect you. Right here, I have 2 targets ahead of me. Mark them just to make sure I can keep tabs on them. Briggs is telling me that there's a way if I go to the room here, there's a window that I can go traverse the ledge. Sometimes AI give you tips in games on where to go. You need to pay attention to them, and as Briggs helped me, I do what he said. And it gave me a reward for exploring, and then I have this guy to look out for. Right now, he's the only threat that I really need to worry about. But, like the other AI, as long as you're patient, and patience is a huge thing in stealth games. You have to be patient. As long as you're patient, he does go on his route, and you are it is easy for you to move on. Now I'm pretty clear of him. I have to worry about the next area, and that's it. In stealth games, you want to make sure you know all of your surroundings, and by doing that, I know that as I look at the radar, there are two guys directly in front of me, and there was one of them walking away. I want to see where he's going and what he's going to do. So I approach this window farther along, and as I climb up, I see that there's already a guy in there, and the other guys joined him. I want to get through that room, and I don't want to take them down, unless I really have to. One more room to the left, there was a guy in there. I made sure not to go anywhere near there. And if I just play things cool, I should be able to get through this, and, you know, without anyone being alarmed. He almost caught me. Do not be afraid if that starts filling up. I mean, you do have to get to cover soon. That guy is preoccupied. You have to get to cover soon, but if you're playing on a lower difficulty, it does take longer to fill up. It's not the end of the world. The other guy almost caught me again. Now, those two are off doing their own thing. I am safe to move through. I made sure not to do anything to the environment, such as flipping a light switch, because that would have made me super noticeable.
Sign of our contact.
Would have been a very bad decision.
Roger that.
You got anything out of your prisoner?
Now, this part I do mess up a little bit. You do have to take these guys down, and I did formulate a strategy to this before, but unfortunately I couldn't quite execute it the way I wanted to. They caught me as I took him out. That was not meant to happen. I still do not kill any of them. They're only being neutralized with, you know, stun gun and gas grenade, or shots. They're not dead. I do not kill people when I play this game.
You confirmed KOBIN was in here, Briggs.
Right place, right build, I assume, sir.
That's the important thing about this video, is that people do not die, because if you kill people, it doesn't go towards your ghost score.
Roger that.
I pretty much try to just move through an area without anyone noticing me or seeing me. You just have to make sure that, you know, that doesn't happen.
Pull the blueprint on the police station.
Now, we've gone through the easy part of the level. Now we have to go on through the harder part.
Blacklist. We're not leaving here without him. Briggs, you copy?
You keep moving, I'll draw their fire.
It was safe for me to sprint there because I know that there are no enemies around, but now that I'm in a new area, I need to make sure I'm crouched. I see one guy there, and then there are two guys in the distance. He almost caught me, but he's too preoccupied shooting. I can sneak past, and by this point, I'm pretty much in the safe zone. Now right there on that desk is a supply crate. On any other difficulty, I would be able to access that and restock my ammo and gadgets. However, since I'm playing on Perfectionist, I am not able to do that, so I have to move on with what I've got. Thankfully, I have used hardly any ammo, though. Now, I did have to take him out because he was in the way. I would not have been able to get off of that without anything. But the important thing is, whenever you take someone down, it is important to hide their body, if patrol routes are going to be on their way around. If no one was going to be around that area, I would have probably just let his body go, except, I mean, who doesn't want the extra points? But you have to make sure you hide bodies when it's necessary. Now here I climbed over the ledge, and I am looking at these guys. I'm keeping them all marked so I know where they are at all times. I want to make sure that to my left I can climb up the wall, but with that one guy right there, he will be able to see me if I try to climb the wall. I'm waiting for him to start moving, and as he does, I make my ascent. Once I go up here, I could climb onto the building, but I want to make sure that my path is clear on the other side. So I go to the other side, I wait, I can see on the radar that the man is approaching, and once he's here, I am safe to climb up on the other side of the building, just in case he would have seen me when he was on the ground level over to the right. Again, patience is very important. He's going to go investigate this wall, and once he does, once he's finished, I'm going to try to move down, go over the wall, and just make sure I'm not seen. If I were to stay here at that spot for who knows how long, he would eventually repeat everything he's just done. Ledges are very important. Use them to your advantage. It's a good way to remain hidden. There's a man on the balcony over there. He is walking. I'm going to make sure his line of sight does not aim towards me. Once I'm in the clear, I begin climbing down. As you can see, going on the ledge and being careful about everything is much easier than trying to go through the area, and especially on Perfectionist, you do not want to get into a combat situation. He's over there, so now I can move through. I see on my radar that they're both walking away. It gives me the opportunity to move up and proceed. So I've made it through that area. I'm clear from this point on because none of them can spot me all the way over here.
Sam, I'm seeing a high-value target. Single digits on
Now right now
rank,
Grim
lethal
is telling me
wanted.
that there's a
If you
high-value
capture him, we'll
target.
arrange
Pretty
for
much,
pickup.
if you capture him, then you get extra points. Unfortunately, I've already captured him, so I can't show you how that works. Pretty much, if you just use that same strategy, just hop in through the window whenever he's not looking, you should be able to get him. And I have trouble. Yeah, I can sneak past, 20 guys, but going through a doorway, that's hard, man.
Best route to KOBIN.
Head down towards
Again,
street
make
level.
sure you look under doors. Not all doors allow you to look under them. This one does. I took that opportunity. And another thing, you've noticed me closing doors. It's very important you do that in this game. Other games might be this realistic, but if an enemy sees an open door, he'll begin to get suspicious, and he will want to go investigate. And if there's a, body on the other side of that door, you don't want him over there. Here I'm watching the radar. I can see that there's a guy at the window. As I see him, I could easily take him out. However, on the radar, there's a lot of other characters, and I do not want to get in the middle of the crossfire. Move through the building. There's an enemy right there, but I'm not going to touch him. He's preoccupied with searching the room. I wait for this man to go start heading back towards the window I came in through. And once he does, I can make my way. He never saw me, never knew I was here. I'm in the safe zone as of now. Now once I get up here, there's going to be a guy that I knock out. Unfortunately, I do not feel like taking his body up to the hiding spot, so I just leave it there. No other enemy has a patrol route that leads over him, so I should be fine. I peek under the door. I can see there's a garage and there's a window there, and on the radar, there were enemies beyond the window. I open the door, but I'm super cautious. I do stay here for a while, so I'm actually going to skip ahead to when I begin to move. Okay, so I see that he has begun going the other way. I move up. Now unfortunately, I did wait too long, so the other guy that I need is going to leave where he currently is. He's inside that building over there, and I need him to be in there, because in there he's distracted and he cannot tell what I'm doing. Make sure I've got my sonar, and at this point I think I'm actually looking for him. I don't know where he is, and then I find him. Came out of his building. I was a little upset. Not a big deal. All I have to do is just be patient, which is probably one of the most important things in a stealth game, if not the most important. The other guy's already gone along his route, and he is entering the building once again. Now I need to get to where the man ahead of me is. I need to jump into that gap up above the door. Unfortunately, with him standing there, that seems like it'd be impossible without some sort of conflict. So I'm going to wait for him to begin his patrol again. Once he begins moving, and he's turned away, I make my approach. They never knew I was here. In stealth games, it's very important if you just take a couple minutes to watch the enemies. That's a message for my friend, ignore that. It's important to take a moment and just watch the enemies, maybe watch them take their route 2 or 3 times. Just learn it. It's very important. This game is very difficult if you do not use the stealth aspects. Now, dogs are tricky because they can smell you. If you've played Far Cry 3, then you know dogs made by Ubisoft are annoying. However, I just waited till he was far away, and I rushed through. I managed to make it. He almost caught me, but not a big deal. Here, I'm marking more enemies, just making sure I'm keeping tabs on them. They're over there chatting with each other, and I see that there's a third man right there. You want to make sure you know where all of your enemies are at one time, so that way if you turn a corner, you're not surprised. Now the guy to my left, I can see he's on the radar. He is not looking in my direction, and this man is going to be here staring into the distance, because that's the most entertaining thing they can do in this game, apparently. Originally, I was going to wait for him to start walking towards me for me to jump over, but I got impatient, and actually it was smarter to do what I do here. I jump over while he's facing that way, so that way he doesn't spot me. If I'd have waited another second, I could have very well been compromised, and Sam could have been killed. On my radar, I see the man has passed. I jump over, and I begin on my way. This part's very tricky if you do not take this route, so what I do is the building there, I just rush it. I climb up it, I'm in the safe zone. Enemies can still spot me up here, but it would require me to be jumping around and, you know, screaming into a megaphone. I've successfully cleared the area once I go past the store. Once again, you'll see me close it. It's important to make sure you leave things the way they were in stealth games, just like your parents taught you.
I'm inside, making sure I'm not followed. You have a log from KOBIN's location?
Best bet is a secure interrogation room.
The game is loading.
Floor
And I think here I
7.
actually paused the game because my brother wanted to see my ghost score down the bottom. It's 8725.
Pick up the van and
Um,
road extraction.
He was just curious.
I'm
So.
going in.
This part gets a little bit tricky if you do not take the correct route. I'm not saying that this is the correct route. Correct wasn't the right word. But it is a better route than trying to move through the rooms. I almost make a mistake here and I see he's coming, but I quickly rush to that cover. It was not a good idea. It would have been smarter to wait for him to come over, stop, turn around, and then just wait for his route to begin again. I did take him out because if I didn't, he would have discovered me. And I leave his body because I believe that no other guards patrol that area. What happens here is my objective is right there, but I can see on the radar that there is a guy standing in the way. I turn on sonar and he walks into view. Now from here, I'm just going to wait for him. I was debating of going to that cover, but I decided that in the end, I felt safer back here. I might not have been in shadow, but I definitely had some distance between us. Even when he's looking in my direction, he cannot see me. He's going to move back, and I'm going to think that he keeps going. However, I can see on the radar he stops. So I'll go up in the cover, and I wait for him. Once he does turn around, I begin going up the stairs. I make sure to take my time. If I were to move fast, even while crouched, he would hear my footsteps, and he would approach me.
If they've set up shop in the police station, they've set up computers. Plug in your ops site if you find one, and we should be able to get some useful data from it.
And now, I'm towards the end of the level. I do watch a bit of this cutscene. I didn't skip it right away.
One more time.
It's my fault.
Why did you run to the Americans?
I told you it has nothing to do with you. Nothing, I swear to God!
So, you are saying we are not important enough to turn us in? Is that it?
No, I'm not
I
saying
honestly
that.
think
No,
that this is kind of
no, no, no.
stupid.
What I'm saying,
Not the acting, but like just the character who's telling the guy to torture KOBIN. He's just kind of like
You took
really stupid, no common sense.
Is the
This
alarm-
part is tricky. You cannot do this without going into combat mode. If I were playing on any other difficulty, I could mark the two guys in the background, melee this guy, and then execute them. However, Perfectionist does not allow you to, so a quick gas grenade does the trick.
Thank you. Thank you. Who are you? CIA?
No. Now that we're done with any sequences of normal gameplay, we go into gameplay where I have to escort
Keep me
KOBIN.
safe, right?
This part you have to do very quickly, because if you wait too long, they will not talk, their conversation will be over, and you will get caught. One gas dart does a trick, there's 3 guys total. Last one I can easily tag through this window. If you did get caught through this part, you would have to face a couple waves of enemies for a short amount of time. It might not seem like much, but on Perfectionist, it's near suicide. You have to be very careful when you're playing parts like this. Once I get KOBIN through the window, mission's over. So pretty much when you're playing a stealth game, you just want to make sure that you're being patient. Watch your enemies, make sure you know your surroundings, make sure you leave things the way they were.
Why?
Do it.
It's very important to do those 3 things, and you should be successful for the most part. This tells me the playstyles Ghost is remain undetected and use non-lethal. Panther you can stalk and kill, but you're still undetected. Ghost I got a gold score on, which I am proud of. 29 hostiles undisturbed and 8 stealth knockouts. It was a pretty good day. Efficiency got me up to my full score. Panther, I believe I did nothing. And in combat, I did have a few moments where I was detected. There were moments that I couldn't really do anything about, so I did have to go through them. But I did not kill anyone, and that is the important part. So there you have it, $439,000. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it helps you out. Thanks for watching.